Am I the asshole for wearing white as maid of honor while my friend is the bride? Edit. I didn't realize this would blow up overnight, and adding here that I do not consent to this being posted anywhere. My best friend Joy, 28F, is getting married next year to her longtime partner. Recently she started wedding planning and asked me, 29F, to be her maid of honor. We have been friends for nearly 20 years and needless to say I was super excited. Joy has started planning, and it's been incredibly stressful for her. I have tried my best to be as supportive and helpful where I can, going above and beyond, daily discussions, fielding unwieldy family members, acting a buffer sometimes. I am prefacing with this because the next part is frankly bonkers and I am having trouble processing. Last Sunday, Joy and I met with some of our friends for lunch. We are all vaccinated at this point. Since it was the first time seeing friends in a while and we were going to a nice restaurant, I decided to dress up a little. It was pretty hot over the weekend, so I opted to wear an old, white linen dress to our gathering, one I have worn many times. I thought everything was totally fine, but I noticed Joy giving me strange looks at lunch and only talking in short responses with me. I brushed it off as stress, and when we got up to say goodbye, Joy left in a rush. When I got home, I had a bunch of angry texts from Joy saying she was disappointed in me and couldn't believe I would try to dull her shine during this special time. I was confused, asked her to elaborate. Apparently she was furious that I had dared to wear white while she was the bride-to-be. I was floored. I apologized, stating that I was sorry she was so upset, but that I wasn't sure how my wearing white to a casual friend's hang was a slight on her being a bride, nor how it was taking attention away from her. She flipped out and called me all sorts of names, and said she has no idea how she could have picked such an unsupportive and attention-grabbing mo. I snapped a little and told her that while I respected she was getting married, that did not entitle her on a monopoly on the color white, and that while her wedding was the most important thing going on in her life, it was not the most important thing going on in other people's lives. Now I am aware that a bride generally wears white to wedding-related events and the guests should not, but this brunch was not wedding-related in the slightest. I feel especially sad since I feel that I have gone out of my way to help, and our past friendship has been very calm and loving. My friends are generally supportive of me. A few think I should have somehow had the foresight to see this. Apparently psychic abilities are another mo requirement I missed. But think I should just try to make peace since she is clearly under a lot of stress. I do feel a bit bad, especially about the comment about her wedding not being the most important thing in my life, but am not budging. Am I the asshole? Edit. Thank you so much to everyone that replied. As some of you guessed, I can be a bit passive in my relationships, something I'm actively working on, and am feeling immense guilt over my response to Joy's outburst. Joy and I have been friends most our lives, and the pandemic was the first stretch of time we had limited in-person contact since college. I know I've changed because of it, and so has she. Because of this, I do want to give her some benefit of the doubt, but we need to have a serious talk anyways. Now to answer some questions. Does Joy suffer from mental health problems? I mean, who doesn't, but Joy has struggled with anxiety for a while, which I can only assume was made worse due to everything the last year and this insane desire to put together the perfect post-COVID wedding. Is Joy having issues with her partner, having cold feet? Not that I know of. Did Joy wear white to the ill-fated lunch? Lol, no. Does Joy have body image issues, insecurities? This sounds like it could be a factor. Joy and I have quite different body types. I am several inches taller and built like a 2x4, while Joy is petite and has curves and is absolutely stunning. She has confided in me that she is insecure in her body before expressing jealousy to me, but I've tried to always brushed it off as the grass is always greener was Joy's behavior to be expected, and that's why my friends think I should have seen this coming? Perhaps, but I think it's more likely that they think because I am her best friend, I should be her keeper in some ways. Anyways, I've reached out to Joy and we're going to get together this week and have a chat. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I read the title and thought you were talking about the wedding, and I was like, yes, duh. But a casual non-wedding related lunch? No. Not the asshole, not even a little. Consider not being her mo. Sounds like a truly hellish experience is headed your way there. Not the asshole. I'm literally a bride, going to be married in 2 weeks. At my own bridal shower a bridesmaid wore an off-white summer dress. I gave 0 fucks. She looked pretty. Your friend is being a bridezilla. Not the asshole. So she expects for no one to be allowed to wear white around her until she gets married next year? I would buy a few white pieces just to spite her. NGL. I had to read this post twice. First time I thought you were talking about wearing white to the wedding, which would of course make you the asshole. But to a brunch? What? How is that even remotely offensive? Are you just not allowed to ever wear white ever again, because she got married? I'm so confused. Edit. I was so caught up in the ridiculousness I forgot to give a rating. Not the asshole, of course. Not the asshole. To quote Miranda from Sex and the City, you get one day. Bride doesn't get to tell you what to wear on other occasions, and she doesn't get a monopoly on white for non-wedding stuff. Not the asshole. Are you not supposed to wear white around engaged women? I'm really sorry your lifelong best friend sucks. I get she's stressed and whatnot, but that's not a reason to act like that. I think you should just give it a little bit and try to talk to her about it. Not the asshole. The only time you shouldn't wear white is at the wedding reception, unless the bride requests it for the wedding reception, and probably the rehearsal dinner. Any other event you're free to wear what you want. If I were in your position, I would back out of the mo duties and just tell her that you're unable to fulfill the requirements you think she'll need. If she's having a fit about something as trivial as this, I would hate to see her reaction if she doesn't get exactly what she wants for wedding-related events. Not the asshole. Your friend is going a little cuckoo. Not the asshole. I've never heard of a bride being upset at someone wearing white outside of the wedding, mo or not. She needs to get a grip. Not the asshole. Imagine between weddings and Labor Day you're only allowed to wear white in the springs between wedding announcements. Not the asshole. She doesn't own the color, and it was a lunch, not her actual wedding day. I'd opt out of being mo, 'cause she sounds like a major bridezilla already. Not the asshole. Her reaction is absolutely over the top. You hit the nail on the head when you said that did not entitle her on a monopoly on the color white, and but this brunch was not wedding related in the slightest. She seems like she's under a lot of stress, so I hope you can shrug this off, that she can let this go, and that you two can make this just water under the bridge in the months to come. But obviously, don't wear white to the wedding. Not the asshole. Does she think that once a woman gets engaged, she has a monopoly on the color white until the wedding? What if two friends have overlapping engagements? Are they just not allowed to hang out with each other? This whole thing is silly. Of course you should not wear white to her actual wedding, but you're allowed to wear whatever you want to casual social gatherings. Not the asshole. It was lunch, not the wedding. Your friend needs to learn the boundaries of her demands. Otherwise you're going to have a giant bridezilla on your hands. Not the asshole. She doesn't have a monopoly on the shade of white. Side note. Why do weddings bring out the absolute worst in people? It's like a fucking switch is flipped. Yes, I'm married. 15 years and counting. We got married in a public park by a preacher named Chopper. You're definitely not the asshole, but I kind of wonder if someone was in her ear, putting this thought in her brain. What a weird reaction. You know you're not the asshole and that your friend acted irrationally. There is no conundrum here. I will say this now, that I am in no way experienced with this scenario or situation. But I would deem this as not the asshole. As you said, this was a gathering completely unrelated to the event, so there shouldn't have been any sort of restriction on what you could or could not wear. And you made it seem like the wedding is still a long ways out as well? So this shouldn't at all have been a problem, and her overreaction is extremely likely due to the stress of the wedding planning. Not the asshole. Feelings tend to run high around weddings. Has she ever acted in this way before, or do you think that, say a year or two from now, you guys will be laughing together over how over the top she acted? A bride generally wears white to wedding-related events. What? Where? I had 11 friends get married in 1 year during college, and no one did that. Not then or at any of the weddings I've been involved with since. Your friend has lost her damn mind. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. And woof. You might want to consider being a guest and not in the wedding department if she's going to explode on you like that. It wasn't worn at the wedding. What a drama queen. The stress is only going to build from here. NTA, there's only one big day and is not today. Not the asshole. Joy is a bridezilla. Not the asshole, and if that's the kind of bridezilla she's going to be, she can go right on ahead and pick a more supportive Mo. Not the asshole. This was a casual get-together, and from what I'm gathering, not anything to do with the wedding. Your friend is being a bridezilla. Not the asshole, she has become nothing short of bridezilla. I would give her time to cool off and realize she is extremely in the wrong. I am also wondering if something was egging her on, or this is naturally her. If she doesn't realize, I would step down. She would be too toxic of a person if she doesn't correct course. Not the asshole, I mean. I'm not exactly an expert on this, but I thought White was only off for the wedding itself? This one just sounds nuts to me. I'd love to hear an update on how this one works out. Not the asshole. Your friend is only entitled to the color white on her wedding day. I can't stand brides who think every moment of every day before their wedding is about them. Not the asshole. Your friend is insane. Not the asshole, and I'm dying to know. Did she even wear white to this brunch? Not the asshole sounds like she doesn't want you to wear white around her at all until after she's married. Ridiculous on her part. Definitely approaching bridezilla territory. Emo, it's only causing conflict in the group because some of your friends are avoiding confrontation. Any reasonable person should be able to tell the bride she's going too far and creating problems where there are none. If she heard that same feedback from all of you, it may make a difference. That, or she'll unfriend all of you, in which case the trash took itself out. Anyway, this is nuts and op, not the asshole. Not the asshole, it's hot and linen is incredibly breathable in hot weather. I think Joy is just over her head with stress and wedding do or do nots, which, with wedding culture, is so stupid. Give her time to cool off and I'm sure she'll realize that she overreacted. You should not feel in any way bad about wearing a white dress in hot weather for lunch. That is simply ridiculous. Not the asshole. Unfortunately, your friend decided to make you the scapegoat of her wedding stress. Good on you for standing your ground. She is being ridiculous. Unfortunately too, I think the wedding industry encourages women to become bridezillas by stating, "It's your day. You deserve it. It's once in a lifetime. Things should be perfect for you. You should be treated like a queen," so they would spend more. Weddings are about two people getting together, not about someone getting their way and treating people like crap for a short amount of time. Not the asshole, I mean. Maybe if it was a floor-length ball gown? But a white sundress is pretty average attire these days. Not the asshole, dear less than name of bride, regarding the last few days' issues. It has been made clear to me that I am not as suitable playing the role of the Mo as I lacked the understanding of wedding protocol. As such, effective immediately, I respectfully step down from the position of Mo to avoid further breaches of protocol. Regards less than op. Not the asshole, it was a casual lunch, not the actual wedding. Not the asshole. Sounds like a bridezilla. Good luck, this is going to be stressful. Not the asshole. Brides, mostly, wear white to weddings. Outside of that specific event, wearing white is not a thing, at all. Your friend needs to pull her head together before her wedding costs her a lot more than she's planning for. Not the asshole. You must have looked beautiful, because that is the reaction of a jealous person. Maybe she's feeling insecure about her looks. Being in a wedding puts a lot of pressure on a woman as far as weight and appearance in the months leading up. If this is out of character for her, I wouldn't judge her too harshly for it if she eventually comes to her senses and apologizes. I have seen women who I otherwise like very much become total bridezilla monsters and recover after the wedding to being nice people again. I don't get it, but it's pretty common. Not the asshole. This is unbelievable, in fact. But if you have been friends with this person for 20 years, and they are nice enough to be friends with that long, I have to say they may just be having a mental health breakdown. Not the asshole. Ask yourself, why are you friends with this rude and hostile person? Not the asshole, that's bizarre. Not the asshole. You wore it out to a general lunch. You didn't wear it to her wedding. her bridal shower or her bachelorette party. It was an unrelated lunch with friends. Joy is a loon, and if she's willing to throw away a 20-year friendship over a shade, then you're better off without her. Not the asshole. This woman is, unfortunately, a lunatic. There is no etiquette that bars you from wearing white for her entire engagement. Not the asshole. Run while you can, your friend is a bridezilla. Not the asshole. Your friend is being ridiculous. You wore white to a casual get-together. Even if it was more than casual, it would have been fine to wear white because it's not your friend's wedding. Does she seriously think none of her bridesmaids or Mo can wear white until after her wedding, and or does she really think anyone cares? Her wedding can be her special day. The rest of the year isn't. Hopefully this isn't a normal attitude of hers, and dealing with wedding planning and other things are just stressing her out, causing her to be a bit ridiculous. Know your friend is an asshole. Not the asshole, and Joy is completely insane. Not the asshole. Why is your friend such a weirdo?